Exactly 1 year ago, Reddit IPO, and since then the stock is up 140%. Amazing, right? But it also crashed 50% last month alone. Brutal. So the important question, is Reddit now a bargain? We buy, we make money, or it will keep going down? In the next 5 minutes, we will answer exactly that, but if you can't spare 5 minutes to watch this analysis, well, probably you shouldn't invest in Reddit at all. I'm Adri, stock valuation is my passion, and to help us achieve financial freedom, I invented a new metric, a new way to price companies, the value ratio. Quick disclaimer, this method is new, experimental, for me it's great, but it's definitely not financial advice, it's just YouTube entertainment. I'm interested in Reddit valuation because it's the only social platform I actually use. Honestly, it's the best one. I'm completely addicted. Almost every day I try to push my video in one sub or another just to get banned. I love Reddit. I would like to own it, but I don't want to pay more than the fair value. Right now, Reddit trades around $115 for a $21 billion market cap. Like I always say, to value a company, you need 3 factors: earnings, growth, and risk. Let's start with earnings. That's the easy part. I've studied their boring earnings reports, so you don't have to. Reddit's current revenue is 1.3 billion, and they just turned profitable last quarter. Management hasn't given a long-term profit margin guidance clearly, so to avoid losing money, I'm assuming 23%, and I think it's conservative. Considering Meta as 35%, Reddit hitting 23% seems totally doable, especially considering they have 90% gross profit margin. Next, growth. Last year growth was incredible. Check this out, revenue jumped from 800 million to 1.3 billion. That's 62% growth. Analysts forecast 29% annual growth for the next 5 years, and that's similar to HIMSS that we just covered last week. Check it out. Reddit is the 6th most visited website globally, has almost 400 million weekly active users, and is just starting to monetize properly. Huge potential. To give you an idea, Instagram and Facebook together has like 3 times more traffic than Reddit, but their revenue is already 100 times more. So Reddit's growth potential is massive. But can they boost revenue without destroying the user experience and the Reddit communities? To me, for now, ads on Reddit feels okay, at least compared to Meta aggressive ad bombardment that I personally hate. Let's talk risks. Like every growth company, Reddit faces the usual dangers. If profitability stalls, of growth slow down, investor will panic sell. So Reddit must continue to deliver this very high growth. I believe is achievable, but is clearly riskier than a more established company. Another risk for investor is the big share-based compensation. They reported 90 million in free cash flow, but honestly, it's all share-based compensation. At this rate, we are facing around 2% dilution every year. There are also Reddit-specific risks. For example, the heavy dependence on Google. Let's say I search, should I buy AMD stock? Boom, Reddit is the second result. Google sends Reddit an enormous amount of traffic, but this makes them vulnerable if the Google decide to change the algorithm in a way that penalizes Reddit. We need to consider that Reddit is very unique. The subreddit structure is amazing for advertisers to target specific audiences, potentially offering a high return on investment. But Redditors are very opinionated. If a product sucks, you can be sure people will roast it publicly badly. It might be that a negative discussion will scare away advertisers with weaker products, hurting Reddit's revenue in the long run. Overall, I give a risk score of 41 out of 100. A quick recap of our assumptions before revealing the final value ratio and the fair price. 1.3 billion in revenue, 23% potential profit margins, 29% compounded annual growth rate for the next 5 years, and 41 out of 100 risk score. The current price of $115 gives a value ratio of 32 and a fair price of $87. Let's see the chart. The fair price is right here. It might close the gap opening in October, but it seems unlikely it will drop much lower. Personally, I would buy around $60–70, but unless a recession hits, we probably won't see that again. But who knows, Reddit investors have already proven to be extremely moody and volatile. Basically, they have no idea how much their company value, so anything is possible. Let me know what stock you want me to cover. Next week I will probably do a March recap. It's been a crazy month so far. In the next months I would also like to explain my value investing philosophy and to share more about the value ratio. Let's see if I find the time. The channel is 3 months old, has been a lot of fun, but researching, scripting, filming, editing, and then you get few views and maybe 5 subscribers. It's also challenging. I would appreciate any help you can give me with the algorithm, maybe a like, a comment, or maybe share it on Reddit. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Peace out.